Morning everybody, today we're going to the Stones. We're going through Coniston,
yep,
Shackerston and Snerston, and the sun is hot and it's only early.
yes. So we thought it's good to have all these people flying past doing the circuits down on the Coventry and doing the rings and everything with all the targets, but we are slowly but surely being caught up with the magic of the Ashby. Now, I've told you before, the top section is magical, and with the sunshine and that as well, it's going to be great. And we've still got things to do as well and show you, but that'll be when we get further up.
Exciting! Bye
So,
for now!
Yep, so we'll see you very soon. Well, we're leaving Sutton Cheney now, and we've had a few days there with a very, should we say, a very large mixture of weather, to put it mildly. Wind, rain, a bit of sun, but hopefully we're back into proper summer now. The other thing as well, while we're just going along up here, is volume of boats, and it's peak season now. We're in the peak season, the busiest time of the year for narrowboats. And where we are now at the top, or not at the top, we're about 3 hours away from being at the very top of this canal. When we was on the boat yesterday, I think we'd be lucky if we just saw 3 or 4 boats all day, and that's in the peak season. So all I say is long may it continue, because it's absolutely superb. Well, the canal just gets nice, or should I say, not the canal. The canal's nice, but the scenery just gets better and better, and to have it to ourselves is just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And it still gets far more scenic than this, and I do believe it probably betters the Shropshire Union, which I go on about it being a rural canal, but I think the top end of the Ashby is actually even better for scenery than the Shropshire Union, and that takes some doing. Well, as you've noticed, or I think you might notice, it is it's absolutely stunning, but the moorings are very limited. They're not, there's no pilings everywhere, just occasionally. So when you do come on this canal, you've got to be aware of this, and you've got to make certain that you don't go past a mooring late on and then you've nowhere to go, because it's just all vegetation on either side. But that's the special thing about the Ashby, it doesn't look as clinical as a lot of canals can do. So we think this is very special. The other thing what we've noticed quite a bit on the Ashby is there's quite a few horses, but also donkeys. So that seems to be an unusual thing around here as well. And I think we've seen some of them, what are they called, llamas or something. I think we've seen them as well. So are we moving into a different world? Mind you, I think we are. Another thing about the Ashby Canal as well, just in case those people who are not aware of it, but very similar to the Oxford but on a smaller scale, this is known as a contour canal because it follows the lie of the land, so it means there's no locks anyway, because it's just going along, and in this area there's not well, there's not many hills or anything, so they could actually follow it. It's a bit like an Ordnance Survey map. they find the best route and the quickest route they can get. I'll just let them come through. I don't know what it is. Oh, I'll keep the camera rolling. I think the quiet words say it all. I have no idea what that was. I just knew it floated. Well, with my beady eye and knowing about things like this, I think that little tree is ready to fall at any time, because that's definitely got a few problems. And once it drops down, they'll shut the canal till they get a contractor. Well, it's the canal what just keeps on giving. That's what I think. Absolutely. And such a switch off. I've no idea what's going on in the world. Absolutely no idea. And I think that's that's the best way to be at the moment. Yes, it's surely happening. We're getting immersed into this. Absolutely immersed. We're in such a popular area of England, and yet we feel so remote and detached from everything. this is a really special experience, and it's better than when I remembered it last time we came. It's just there's just something about it. To be able to go along in the peak of summer, seeing the occasional boat and having magnificent scenery, and knowing what's around the canal as well and where to go, absolutely fabulous. You probably find because of all this scenery and all that, I might be in overload with all the scenery thing, but I think it's so special that it needs to be shown, because it's such a neglected area, what people don't know. The canal's not neglected, it's beautiful, but nobody sees this. It's amazing. Nobody actually sees it. Now, as we're coming up to Bridge 42, to the right, about a mile and a half uphill, is the lovely place called Market Bosworth. It's worth the walk, or getting on the bus or whatever, to get to the centre, because the centre is absolutely just beautiful, and we might call there later. But also up there, and I'll say this carefully, it's not the Battle of Bosworth, what we've been talking about, it's the Batter of Bosworth, and that's a really nice fish and chip shop. And just to the left here is, well, it's a very new marina. It's not old, this one. We've seen this a few years ago being built, and then it didn't have anybody in, but I suspect it'll have a few in now, and I think it's still ongoing, the work in there. But that's a very, very spectacular entrance there, nice and easy. But that's Bosworth Marina. Really do get a feeling of history going up and down here. I'm just thinking again as I'm going along that on the right, not very far away, we had the Battle of Bosworth, the huge battle resulting in the death of Richard III, and also it resulted in the War of the Roses, which is obviously Lancashire and Yorkshire. That ended as well with the defeat of Richard III, who was the last of the Plantagenets, and Henry Tudor, he became king. And like I said, that's only down the canal as well, a few miles back. He was unofficially crowned king at Stoke Golding. And then on the left, not that many miles away, what I told you about at Manchester, there was Boadicea, and she lost 80,000 men, like I said, and then committed suicide. So it's just full of history, and in certain lights when you're going along, if it gets like dusk and everything like that, it can actually feel quite haunting. But it feels like that if you know about it. If you don't know about things like that, then it's just a normal canal. But because I like to know about things, and Bernadette does, it's what we've talked about. It's the feeling on the narrowboat, what we want people to get, the feeling we get when we're on the canals, and the feeling we get around the surrounding areas. And perhaps that's why we still love it after 40 years. Well, the sun's coming out, and let's hope it does, because we've still got this this beautiful scenery, and like I say, it just keeps getting better. I'm sorry to go on about it, but I've seen so many vlogs and that talk about the beautiful scenery and everything around, but I can honestly say you won't see better than round this top end of the Ashby. That is 100% certain. Now if all goes to plan, on our way back we'll be walking up that path there to somewhere very special. So that's when we're coming back down the Ashby. This little group, we call them the Stones. It's also, this is quite a popular little area considering how many boats are here, but it's quite popular for moorings here. Both linear moorings like your 48 hours and linear moorings permanent. Right, so this is a nice little area, this.